Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura and we will talk mainly here about beauty, fashion, lifestyle. So if you like that, why are you not subscribing? Hi guys, so today I plan kind of again a different video. Today I want to talk about overhyped products or hyped products and my opinion on them, if they're worth the hype or if they're like meh, I don't get it at all. So I have made a list actually of all the things, wait, it's here, it's in my notes. I could think of all the products I tried to, and I think like I don't get the hype around them, like why people are raved about them so much. So I want to talk about them, and maybe you also tell me down in the comments below what has been for you overhyped or what is your experience with some hype products. So I will stop talking and I will just start. And I want to start with a foundation, and I think this foundation has been everywhere. It has been so hyped, and it was the double wear foundation from Estee Lauder. Now guys, I gave this foundation like twice ago. I was never impressed. Like, I think if you are searching for full coverage foundation and you have oily skin, this is perfect for you. But for me, it looked so cakey, and every time, like, I once bought it, like it was a little bit too dark for me too, so it looked really awful. And then I bought it in the lightest shade they had available, but it still looked awful on me, so I could never get it why this foundation was so hyped. I guess it was because back then we all wanted full coverage, and this foundation is a full coverage foundation, I think, but it was never like something I understood. The next thing which has been really hyped, and I have it actually, where do I go? A concealer which has changed the beauty community. I think this was like one of the most hyped products in 2016. I don't exactly remember. It's the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. Now I have this, I had a mini size too, and I only bought this like recently. I have never bought it even though it was hyped so much, because as I said, I was also back then, I was also kind of like, oh, full coverage and matte, but I didn't like felt the need to get this concealer because this was hard to get in Europe. First of all, it was like back then I lived in Austria, and then I was like, I had a concealer back then which I liked, and I think I never thought the need of getting the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. And then I came to Hong Kong and I could have gotten it, but I was actually quite pleased with other concealers. Like, I didn't need anything more, especially under my under eyes. I didn't like it like to have like extreme concealed under eyes even back then, but I wanted to try it out because I know this was like so hyped, and it's okay. It's not something I prefer. This is really full coverage. I would never put this under my eyes because I know it would look cakey. I don't know why. I feel like it's too much. Like, it's too much. If I have a huge pimple, probably this will cover it, but I prefer something like I don't know, also don't have the youngest skin anymore, right guys? So like, I would always prefer, for example, the NARS Radiant Concealer, because I need more of hydration and I want a little bit of extra coverage. This is much more better than this. It's not my favorite. Like, I use it, but it's not like. Then there's something, and I have it actually, unfortunately, let's talk like that, at home, and it's Morphe palette. I think we all have been victim to at least one Morphe palette. Now I have at home the Morphe 3502 palette. I will put a picture somewhere here. It's the reddish one, modern reddish one, and I have the collaboration. That was one of my first Morphe, I think that was my first Morphe palette. It's the one with Kathleen Lights they made, and I really love this palette, don't get me wrong, because it was smaller, right? But those huge palettes, like, where like every second color looks the same, like, and you have like repetitive color in one huge, I don't know, 30 pens. Is it 30 pens? I don't know why I have it. Like, it's like really happy that the trend of huge palettes is over. I know last year they tried to come back because Kathleen Lights had a huge palette and Colourpop suddenly launched this palette. I was like, oh my god, please don't. And I'm happy that we are over it, and we all kind of agree that we don't need 30 shades of the same color in one palette. If you do, okay, it's okay, it's okay. But I just think quality wise they were never that good. I think it was just so much promoted by influencers that you felt the need to get a Morphe palette, and you don't need a Morphe palette. I don't think so. I think the last hype which really were with the Jaclyn Hill palette, and then James Charles brought out a palette, but I never jumped on the train again. I had one and I was like, I barely reach it. It's too much. It's really too much. Like, I don't need it. So yeah, that's a hype I think was really not worth it. Now guys, I have something else to discuss, and that was me, and I was like, I think it was even before 2016, Kylie Cosmetics lip kits. Everything Kylie lip kits. Kylie lip kits were the thing. It's a little bit dirty. I wanted to have it so bad. Like, I remember when Kylie launched her first lip kits, it was like Candy K, Coco K, and so on. I wanted it so bad, and some people even shipped it to Germany, Austria, but you have to understand the taxes are so high. I was never like, you know, I don't spend my money even though I really want it. So when I came to Hong Kong for the first time on exchange, and you know, in Hong Kong everything is tax-free, I bought like crazy from Kylie Cosmetics. I was addicted. I was a sucker for Kylie Cosmetics. I had so many lipsticks. I still have so many lipsticks because I can't kind of let go. I wanted everything. I wanted every collection. So I also have the Kylie eyeshadow palette. I think this is the bronze one. Is it her first? I think this is her first palette. I immediately bought it, and I also have the burgundy one. Now listen, back in the days I thought this is the shit. Like, I was so like, I never had like makeup besides of Urban Decay and MAC. So Kylie was like the brand for me. Like, I was like, oh my god, everything she has is so cool, so innovative. I wanted everything. I bought the Christmas collection, I bought the vacation collection, the Coco collection. I bought everything. I was completely on the Kylie train. And this kind of stopped like I think 2 years ago, because her quality is not that good. Like, listen, I don't think that the lip products are bad at all. And this is an okay palette. I think her mattes are really fine. However, her shimmers are really lackluster, and she has that in a lot of collections. I'm not sure if it's the 2019 or the 2018 Valentine's palette, and it's really sad because I love the color story, but the shimmers are really bad. And that's like, unfortunately, Kylie always has like inconsistency with her formula. I think it's also for lips kits, because I remember I bought like some peachy one and it was so bad, so dry. And then I have other ones which are like Candy K, which I love to death. Malibu, I love to death. I wear those lip kits so much you can't even imagine. So I think lip kits wise, like, she had a trend which went all over to the liquid lipsticks, and I think her lip kits were okay. However, the other stuff, why I bought into this huge hype, I don't know. I don't think it was worth it, but back then I was a sucker. And some of the stuff is still good. Like, some of her lip kits are good, even though I'm not wearing liquid lipstick at the moment. Another really hype product, I have it all here, is the NARS Orgasm Blush, and it's broken. I told you I'm the queen of breaking stuff. This is actually what my boyfriend bought me, and I also got it not that long ago, like maybe 2 years ago, which is actually long ago, but for me it's not when the hype started. Now everybody wanted this blush because it has this beautiful pink tone with golden reflects in it, and back then we've all thought that's very innovative, but I think this is a very beautiful blush. I think the color is very flattering. I think also it's just how it applies, it's very beautiful. But I have blushes which are so similar right now. I show you. This one is from my Etude House, and basically it also has this golden shimmer in it, and they are basically nearly the same especially when I apply them. So back then I think we all thought this is like the coolest thing ever. However, I think nowadays this is not like as special anymore, and I don't get why NARS is like promoting still the orgasm thing so much. Like one day you have to stop, one day, you know, you just have to slaughter the car. Like it's like they try so hard to keep this trend, but this is over. NARS, it's really over. Like if I see another orgasm collection, I probably go crazy because I won't buy it. Like, come with something new. This was a trend, but now it's over. Yeah. Another product which has been loved to the gods is this setting powder here. It's the Laura Mercier setting powder, and this is my second one. I bought it back in 2016 too, when the matte trend, when matte skin was in. And what should I say about this? Like, I'm so confused. This is an okay setting powder. I use it still time to time. I don't think it's the best setting powder. I think there are better ones. Back then this was like the setting powder, you had to have it. I sometimes like set my eyes with this. I don't use it all over the face because I don't set all over the face anymore. It's not bad, it's not the best. It's a little bit, I think you can get cheaper ones with the same effect. That's the thing. That's all I have to say about the setting powder. Wait, let me put it in. Kind of like go now to the palettes area, and I think palettes which have been hyped, everything from Too Faced. I never had the chocolate palettes. It was very hard to get in Europe back in that time. Like in Europe we don't, like, or let's say in Austria we didn't have a Sephora. We just recently kind of have an online store, and I think now there's a Sephora opening in Vienna, in the capital, but otherwise you only have Douglas, Mariano, Müller, and that's it. And they didn't have any Too Faced products back then. They recently like got them in, not recently, 1 year ago they got it, or 2 years ago, I don't exactly remember, but whatever it was, back then it was not available. So I never really got Too Faced products. Only when I came to Hong Kong I could buy Too Faced on my exchange here. But I never really bought into the trend. I never bought the chocolate palette. I bought this palette 1 year ago because it was on sale 50% in Hong Kong, and I thought like, I like the color story, like it's okay, like it's a neutral palette with pinks. I know this palette especially was hyped crazily, like it was sold out all the time and people were raving about the smell, but I think the smell is really bad. Like I think it smells like artificial, very artificial. I don't see it doesn't smell like peach. It smells like this hard candy, which is so artificial. I don't like it. The palette is okay. I don't use it that often. I like especially the peachy tones, but I think it doesn't even have that many peachy tones in it, so I don't really understand this. I can't say anything about the chocolate palette. I had the gingerbread palette too, and I sold it again. I had the first version. I was really underwhelmed with the formulation. Like I didn't really get it. Like I don't think I got good looks out of it. I used it maybe twice and I was like, man, I won't like this palette. The palette looks super cute. I also I bought the liquid lipsticks I love, but the palette was, so I sold it. And this one is okay. I keep it in my collection because sometimes I like it. I like to use it. Don't care about the smell. Like, but I really don't understand the hype. I don't know if the chocolate palette was any what alike with the, what is it called, gingerbread palette, then I'm like, but I think back in the days that was already really good. And then I would close this with Urban Decay palettes. I only have those two at the moment. The Gold Honey and the Naked. The other ones are decluttered. And the Burn to Run palette. Now guys, back in the days, the Urban Decay palettes were everything. I had Urban Decay 1, 2, 3 I think, and I really used a lot. I think it was Urban Decay the second palette, I'm not sure. I will put a picture in below because it was like this peachy, cute, not peachy, it was like this more pinky shades, you know, that was more than my vibe. I also really often used the Urban Decay 1 palette. Now, what do you think? I think Urban Decay back then was worth it, but right now I feel like the brand kind of lost it. This is a really good palette. This, I have a review on this. This is nothing so good. What I would have wished, like I didn't like when they kind of discontinued the first palette. I was hoping Urban Decay is going for a new vibe, kind of like I don't think that, I think we are all over it. I think we are all over the naked palettes. There is not, I mean, maybe there are some people who still collect it. I had a hard time to declutter them too, but then in the end I never used them, like the first one. I will probably declutter this too. I would have hoped that Urban Decay stays in this area where we don't have those small slick pans anymore, and Urban Decay will move over to making more palettes like this, because this is a really good palette. I think this was also kind of hype back then and I really love this. And this is travel friendly, it's sleek somewhat, it is beautiful packaging, it has a beautiful color story, like you could everything, you can do any look with this, and the formula was really good. Now Urban Decay is still adding, like they reformulated the Naked One palette. I just think right now the hype died. Back then that was really amazing formula, but right now if they don't keep up like this, and if they continue to be like this, I don't see them being any soon successful anymore or continuing a hype. And as I said, I think those pens, maybe they think it's a signature, but I'm not a big fan of this arrangement. Like I would prefer like the squared I'm like moving around squared pens more. I don't know why, maybe that's something good about me. Yeah, but back then I think it was worth the hype. The formula was really good back then, but now I think we kind of moved on and we know there's better, there's much better. And once you taste the better, you don't go back to the okay, right? That doesn't make sense. Anyways guys, I have to include this, and I just, in making this video, like I actually just wanted to end this video and then it clicked in my head, which was a product, and it's ridiculous. I don't know, I even bought it and I think it's so ridiculous right now when I think about it. And this was like so promoted by Nikki Tutorials. It was the Nivea shaving balm for men as a primer. And I can't even believe it that I bought this, because this was not good. That was not good whatsoever. I don't know. I know this was really raved that everybody use kind of like a huge time the Nivea shaving balm. Right now I'm like, that was actually really bad, I think, also for sensitive skin. So this hype was crazy. This hype was so crazy and I don't get it at all right now. And I really bought it and I just threw the whole bottle after 3 times using away because it didn't do any good for my skin. It broke me out. It was like not helping my makeup whatsoever, because they were saying, oh, it's so sticky, blah 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 blah, so good. No, it was not good. And another one, and I bought this, and I think I have it in Austria. It's the Fasali primer, the unicorn drops they had, like, or something like that. Unicorn essence, sorry, unicorn essence. And then, you know, when they did it on Instagram, like with this, and then the pinkish glittery drops were like rolling down your face. This primer was just a gimmick. I feel like this was like, it was aesthetically very pleasing, and how those influencers presented it on Instagram looked beautiful and looked like it's a beautiful base, but it didn't do anything, like anything. This primer was absolutely not worth the price, and it was so expensive. It was like, I don't know, $50 US. It's crazy, and it didn't do any good. And I bought it. Of course I bought it. So bad. Yeah guys, I think that completes today's video. Tell me in the comments down below, what is a hype product you own, you used, or you never understood, and I don't know, your opinions are about it, or you really love and you think it's like worth it and I missed it out. Short disclaimer, I will try to make it up. No, today is Wednesday and I can't make it. I will try to make it up tomorrow, but I'm not sure if I can make a video on Friday as well as on Sunday, because I have finals Monday and Tuesday. All my finals are on Monday and Tuesday, which is good and bad at the same time because they're over faster, but then I'm really stressed right now. It's crazy how fast this semester was over, and I really have to focus now on my studies so I can get through it and be more consistent in YouTube again, because I'm feeling really bad. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and yes, I hope to see you soon in another video of mine. Bye bye.